I almost forgot this moment, but here it is. Hidden under layers of dust and forgotten boxes, a photograph can bring back an entire world. A world I thought I had lost forever. I sat in my old armchair, the one that creaked just so whenever I shifted my weight. The late afternoon sun casting soft stripes across the worn wooden floor. The attic smelled faintly of dust, old paper, and cedar-like time itself had been stored here in boxes and drawers. I was sifting through them, slowly, carefully. Each box, each envelope, each trinket was a doorway. A doorway to a moment I had lived, a day I had cherished, a memory I thought had faded. Then my fingers brushed against something unusual, a corner of a photograph. Yellowed, fragile, with edges curling slightly from age. I pulled it out and held it in my hands. Instantly, a warmth spread through my chest, and I felt my heart skip a beat. I recognized the moment captured on that photograph, though decades had passed. A smile formed on my lips, a soft, wistful smile, and my eyes filled with a glimmer of tears. It was a warm summer day. It's a day so ordinary at the time, yet so extraordinary now. We had no idea we were making memories that would last a lifetime. I could hear the laughter of children echoing in my mind. The hum of familiar voices, the scent of pies fresh from the kitchen, the subtle rustle of leaves in the garden outside. Sunlight danced across the walls, and every ordinary detail seemed extraordinary now. It was simple, it was fleeting, and yet it was precious beyond words. The photograph seemed to breathe life back into the past. I could see a little girl in a red dress spinning on the lawn, giggling as she tried to catch butterflies. My younger brother tripped over a stone, falling to the ground with a laugh. And the laughter that followed was infectious, filling the air with joy. The old dog stretched lazily in the shade, and the sunlight caught the droplets of water from the garden fountain, turning them into tiny diamonds. Every detail came alive, vibrant and real. These moments, they slip away so quickly, like grains of sand through your fingers. And yet, somehow, they stay, hidden in photographs, in the scent of old books, in the creak of an old chair. I traced the edges of the photograph with my finger, as if by touch alone I could pull the past into the present. My eyes misted with emotion, not sorrow, but warmth. Memories have a strange power. They can make us laugh, cry, or sigh, all in a single heartbeat. Have you ever noticed how the smallest things can carry the heaviest memories? A photograph, a song, a scent, a glance. Everything that seems trivial at the time can later open doors to entire worlds. I closed my eyes, and the scene unfolded in my mind. I saw my old neighbor chasing a runaway puppy while the cat watched silently from the fence, judgment in its eyes. I could hear the clinking of glasses, the laughter of cousins, the soft hum of a gramophone in the background, a melody that, even decades later, still made my heart ache with sweetness. Every time I looked at that photograph, my heart filled with a mixture of nostalgia and gratitude. Nostalgia for what had passed, and gratitude for having been there to witness it, to feel it, to live it. Life has a way of hiding its treasures in the simplest of moments, and sometimes it takes a photograph, a whisper, or a memory to remind us of their magic. I remembered walking past the old oak tree in the yard, its leaves whispering secrets of summers long gone. I could almost feel the texture of the grass beneath my bare feet, the light brush of a summer breeze against my cheeks. And in that moment, I realized that these memories, fragile as they seemed, were more real than anything else. They were living, breathing parts of me. We spend so much time chasing the future, planning, worrying, striving. And yet, the moments we chase often exist already, quietly, waiting for us to remember them. I turned the photograph over and saw the faint handwriting on the back. Summer of '62, 58 years ago. It felt impossible. And yet, here it was, alive in my hands, alive in my heart. I could hear the laughter again, clearer this time. Faces of family members I had not seen in decades emerged in my mind, smiling, alive, full of life. I remembered my father lifting me onto his shoulders, spinning me around, the world spinning with us in that perfect, fleeting moment. My mother's hand rested gently on my shoulder, grounding me, whispering love, patience, and joy. My siblings ran around, their voices carrying across the garden, carefree and exuberant. And I realized that while the world had changed, the essence of that day remained unbroken, eternal. "Isn't it strange?" I murmured aloud, "how a simple photograph can make the past feel so immediate, so tangible. How it can remind us that everything you once thought trivial is actually everything." I could see every detail now, the crease in the tablecloth, the way sunlight reflected on the silver spoon, the subtle shadows of leaves dancing on the walls. Imperfections became poetry, every mark a testament to a life fully lived, to laughter, mistakes, love, and learning. And beyond the photograph, the memory had grown, expanded, intertwined with other moments, creating a tapestry of life itself. Life is funny that way, I thought. It hides its treasures in plain sight, waiting for us to pause, to look closer, to truly see. As I sat there, the sunlight fading, I realized that life is built not from grand achievements, but from these small, fleeting, beautiful moments. The gentle hand of a loved one, a shared laugh, the quiet comfort of understanding between friends, these are the treasures that endure. I decided to share the photograph with my family, my children, now grown, gathered around the table, curious and eager. I told them the story behind the image, and I watched as their eyes widened, their smiles brightened, and they leaned in closer, asking questions. They imagined the laughter, the sunshine, the warmth of that long ago day. And I realized that the photograph had become more than a memory, had become a bridge connecting generations. "It's remarkable," I said, "how a single object can bring an entire family together, not just in memory, but in spirit." I thought of all the other photographs tucked away, the letters, keepsakes, the countless memories waiting patiently to be rediscovered. How many were waiting in attics, drawers, and forgotten boxes? The thought was comforting. Life is vast, and yet it is stitched together from these small threads, each carrying laughter, love, or wisdom, quietly waiting for us to notice them. "We often fear the passage of time," I murmured, "but time is not our enemy. It is the canvas upon which our memories are painted, the river that carries our experiences, and the teacher that grants us wisdom." I reflected on the lives of those who had passed, the friends I had lost, neighbors who had moved far away, even brief encounters with strangers that had left a mark on my heart. Each had shaped me, taught me, and left me richer in ways that could not be measured. Every smile, every touch, every story. "They are the true treasures of existence," I whispered, "and they never fade as long as we remember them." The photograph had given me more than nostalgia, it had given me clarity. Life is fleeting, yes, but it is also rich, full, and endlessly precious. When we pause, when we truly remember, we see that every ordinary day is extraordinary in its own way. As night fell, I placed the photograph carefully back in its box. Not to forget, but to honor it, knowing it would be revisited, shared, and cherished. Every life is a collection of moments like this, quiet, simple, extraordinary, and they endure far longer than time itself. So here it is, I whispered one last time, a single photograph, a single day. Yet it contains the essence of a lifetime. Perhaps that is all we truly need. I leaned back, listening to the soft creak of the floorboards and the whisper of the evening breeze. The house was quiet, but filled with memory, love, and enduring beauty. And in that quiet, I felt peace. Moments may pass, but they are never truly gone. They live in us, in those we love, and in the stories we choose to remember. Remember your moments, I whispered. Cherish them, share them, and let them guide you. For in the end, they are everything.